Welcome back, everyone. Kind of a special edition. I did have a very short video, probably 3 minutes long. It was kind of a teaser showing the pistol. Hope you all caught it. If not, I suggest you go look back at my videos and check it out. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, this is my limited edition Derya Melik Fight, Fight, Fight. It's one of 500. And when I found out about this project over a year ago, I had requested through Derya that if I could possibly acquire number 7 for obvious reasons. And they came through for me, so thank you very much, Derya. Thank you, Dustin of Derya USA up in Jacksonville, Florida. You're a huge part of this, and you made it happen, so I appreciate that. Anyway, before I get into the pistol, it came with this certificate of authenticity. Forgive the crude covering up of the serial number. But anyway, it is one of 500 Derya Melik 9mm Fight, Fight, Fight series. And it is, like I said, one of 500. And this one was produced on 2/6/2025. So it took a while to get through customs and for all that to get finalized. Anyhow, here's the pistol. Without further ado, I'll just give you a nice look at it. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful pistol. This one has not been fired and will be unfired. And just for the sake of safety and to show everyone that might be concerned, there is no ammunition in the pistol. And it is clear. So we've determined that. I can decock the pistol and I can reinsert the magazine. Okay. As you can see, it's got some beautiful nickel plating. That is not a Cerakote. It's completely nickel plated. And it has some gorgeous engraving on it. And it's got the gold inlays with the roses. I did do some things myself to enhance it, and I will point that out. But for now, I'm just going to kind of give you a look at the pistol itself. She's definitely a beauty. I'm proud to own it. Just give you the quick turnaround. Remember, I'm not flagging myself or anybody. This is just to look at the business end so you can see the detail. What I really thought was funny about this is I had noticed this and I had brought it up that right in, let me see if I can have something I could point with. I don't get my finger in the way. If you look closely within the flowers, there's actually a little smiley face in it. I don't know if you can, if that's going to show up on the camera. If you zoom in on it, probably will. I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. And as you can see right here, Derya, Jacksonville. Because it was a special edition that was initiated through that particular branch. Things that I did to it to kind of, in my opinion, finish it was I changed out the guide rod for a milled guide rod because it came with the black guide rod. And I wanted that, obviously, because I just didn't think that the black, it created too much of a contrast. On the other side, the extractor, I had that nickel boron plated. Same with the trigger bar. That was black. That was black. This, on the safety end, I've noticed that some of them have different ways of attachment of the safety. This is something that I kind of suggested. Not exactly like this, but they did come up with a solution. They kind of geared it, and then they put in one screw. It's like a hex head screw over here. But this screw, when it originally came, was black. And it obviously stuck out like a sore thumb, so I had that gold plated. On the opposite side, the trigger, the slide stop, the takedown lever, I had those all re-gold plated. That's just what I did. I mean, everybody's got different levels of expectations, and there were just certain things I just wasn't really pleased with, so I just wanted to have it done over because the pistol was deserving of it. It wasn't that expensive, but I felt it necessary. The grip screws I replaced with 24 karat gold plated grip screws, and I refinished the grips. They're a little redder. I have an old, I call it a Russian red formula, and I coated it with that, and then I finished it off with some Minwax afterwards just to finish it. The magazines, these were 15 rounders that I converted to 17 rounders by milling out the little stop right there. They fit form and function perfectly fine. I've used them in other pistols. Like I said, this pistol right here is going to stay completely unused, unfired. It is a stunning pistol. As you can see, it's a good picture, a good shot at the guide rod. I also had plated the pin that retains the extractor, and also the firing pin block, because that was black, that was black, that was black, that was black, and it just was off. I just, in my opinion, took it the rest of the way. They really did an exquisite job on these pistols. They really did a fantastic job. So my hat goes off to Derya for making these available, and anyone that is an enthusiast of this platform, of the Beretta 92 platform, a style platform. I mean, I own Berettas, I own several Derya Meliks, I own one Taurus early PT 92 AFD, very early one, early production. So as you can tell, I'm a fan of the platform, but the plating and everything was just done so well on this pistol. I just had to share it with you. If anyone has any questions whatsoever about the pistol, what I did, or anything, please comment below and I will get back to you and try to help you the best I can. It's just one other thing. I believe that the lanyard, I replaced the lanyard loop with an inox lanyard loop, a Beretta inox. That was black also when I got it. So there's a few things done. Yeah, I put a little more time, effort, and money into it, but it was well worth it. This was something that, it's beautiful as is, but if you haven't gotten one, I highly suggest it, because it is truly an exquisite piece. And you can leave it as is, or you could take it the rest of the way, or it depends on what your interpretation of the rest of the way is. But I believe it's, I'm done. This is definitely done. What it is now is it resides in basically a trophy case. and I just dust off the case once in a while, and I appreciate it, and I behold it. And if I want to go out and shoot one of these platforms, well, I can just take one of my other 6 and shoot it that are made for range use. But this one, although would work, it's completely functional. It's just for that. It's just for appreciating and collectability. An heirloom piece, you might say. One last piece before we call it a day. Or one last peek, I should say. See if I can get a good focus on some of this detail. Excellent job. When I did my replating of those parts that I had mentioned, I went to Ford's Custom Guns. They're located in Central Florida. You could look them up online and give them a call. And if you look back at some of my older videos, I've had some other pistols done. I've done other plating with them, and they do outstanding work. They really do some fantastic work over there, and I highly recommend them. As I highly recommend Derya Arms, because they give you an excellent value, and like anything else, the rest is up to your imagination. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little show and tell. 12 minutes is long enough, right? Probably one of my shorter videos. Anyway, thank you very much for coming along on this little adventure and taking the time to check out my Fight number 7 of 500 Derya Melik. I appreciate all you guys and gals out there. And if you already haven't, please like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's help push the algorithm and get it out there. And you all have a great rest of your day. Take care now.